guys, welcome. This is a short video on some of the new features that are a part of SQL Server 2019. Now, top of the list, one of my favorites is data virtualization. This allows you, through something called Polybase, it's been around for a little bit, to get to data that's not inside of your database. For example, use Polybase to virtually get to data that's in IBM, MongoDB, Cosmos DB, Oracle, Teradata, SAP HANA, IBM DB2, and our beloved friend Excel. So that's Polybase. It's a way to help you do data virtualization, which is a great way to be able to centrally get to your data without moving that data from where it's at. Another change in SQL Server 2019, your availability groups. It used to be that you could have 3 auto failover synchronous replicas. You can now do 5 synchronous auto failover availability groups. User databases in your always on availability groups. Now you can do system databases. Another feature is accelerated database recovery. So if you have a big transaction that you're rolling back, sometimes it takes a lot longer to roll it back than it does to actually apply that big update. But if you turn on the accelerated DB recovery, and that is almost instantaneous to be able to roll that back. Replication on Linux. So Linux was available as an operating system for SQL Server in the last release, but we've added some things. You can now do replication, for example, snapshot, transactional, merge replication, peer-to-peer replication. So a lot more enhancements have been made to replication, and that can run on Linux. Another feature in SQL Server 2019 is a security feature called data classification and auditing. You can scan your database to find sensitive data. Personally identifiable data, GDPR data makes it much easier. It's going to take a stab at pointing that out for you so you don't have to do it manually. All right, let's talk about some query performance topics. Okay, intelligent query processing. That's a new name that includes the adaptive query processing that was out in earlier versions. It includes something called lightweight query profiling. So let's say a big query is running, you don't know if that's a query that's really important for one of your users, so you don't want to kill it, but you want to know if it's going to run forever. Lightweight query profiling allows you to look at the actual execution plan before the thing has finished. So a great way to look at how queries are running. Okay, this next feature of SQL Server 2019 is so radically different than what you've seen before, I can't even talk about it outside. Okay, so what the heck is a big data cluster? When I think of a cluster, I think of a candy bar. Like, it combines individual things that are great on their own, but are even better together. So peanuts, chocolate, caramel, I don't know, throw in some coconut and some nougat. Amazing, right? So big data clusters combines SQL Server Engine, Apache Spark, and HDFS, the Hadoop file system. So think of it, you've got all the features that you're familiar with in SQL Server, the in-memory analytics of the Apache Spark engine, and as well as limitless scale with Hadoop file system. So big data clusters, that's enabled through Kubernetes, of course. So very exciting, big data clusters, very big part of SQL Server 2019. SQL Server 2019 available on Windows, Linux, Docker, and now Kubernetes.